what are your rules of engagement like in a situation like that where, it's not like World War II where guys are wearing uniforms. You can look over there like, oh, those are Germans, those are Japanese. It's like the civilian population is wearing, correct me if I'm wrong, pretty much the exact same thing as everyone else. So do they have to fire at you first? Or if you see a guy with an AK coming 200 yards off, can you engage him? What's the situation like that?
So, and here's something that I think is a misconception that everyone understands is everyone has the same rules of engagements. Everyone's got the same rules of engagements, and the rules of engagements are um, anyone that's a threat to you, you can engage. And there's two words I'm probably not going to remember off the top of my head now that I'm on a podcast having to remember them. Immediate threat and imminent threat. Those are the two things that everyone has within their ROE, and I'll tell you exactly what that means. An immediate threat is exactly what you're talking about. A guy with an AK, I come into a room, or I turn the corner on a street, and there's a guy with an AK, and it's not just a guy with an AK. He could be a policeman, but he looks at me and he raises his AK. He's an immediate threat to me. I can shoot him all day long. And those engagements are never questioned. They're cut and dry. Here's where it gets different, really, between the different units. Everyone has imminent threat as well, but not everyone acts on imminent threat in the same way. And I'll explain that. Imminent threat means I'll make up a situation that's never happened. A guy could be on a cell phone across the street, and if I truly believe he's calling in a QRF, I don't have to wait for the QRF to get here to go, oh, I'm going to shoot that guy now because he was calling in a QRF on a cell phone. I mean, he's an imminent threat. Right. If a guy is, and these are all subjective calls that the guy on the ground gets to make and has to live with. If a guy is running around, let's take him to Afghanistan. He's running to the base of the mountain, and if I believe, based on intel, that they have fighting positions at the base of the mountain, I don't have to wait for him to get to the base of the mountain and grab a gun to go, that's what I thought, and now that he's armed, we'll shoot it out. I can shoot him as he's running away, going to that, to that fighting position. But you'll be questioned on it, and you better be able to articulate, and with reasonable justifications of why you took those shots. Because I also assure you, even though they seem like loose rules of engagements, and they kind of are, but if you have a guy on your team taking advantage of those, he'll find his way off the team really quick. We're not the evil people, right, the rest of the world perceives us to be. We don't put up with that. And really more importantly, to me, it's more of a the unit will ask you this all the time. It's not necessarily the decision you made. They want to know why you made that decision. Why did you make it? So you could have the same decision, but the reason you made it could be wrong, and that says way more about it. So if you have a guy that is perceiving things to just not be the ground truth, and he's shooting at people because what is really happening is something way more dangerous in his mind, then he doesn't have a good grasp on the reality of the situation, and that's more or less the reason why we're going to get rid of him.